Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Kawhi Leonard dismisses Lakers-Clippers rivalry, reacts in his style to reaching 14K points. Kawhi Leonard considers contests against the Lakers to be just another game. On Sunday, the Los Angeles Clippers blew out the Los Angeles Lakers 116-102 in the first game between the two rivals at the Intuit Dome. The atmosphere was understandably electric, but when Kawhi Leonard was asked post-game about hosting the Lakers for the first time there, he downplayed the occasion's significance. "It's the same as any other game for me," Leonard said. "Whoever it is on the other side of the court." That's exactly the kind of response you'd expect from Leonard. He isn't interested in the battle for LA narrative and just wants to win games. There was a time, though, when the 33-year-old had somewhat brought into it. When Leonard signed with the Clippers in 2019, New Balance released a commercial that suggested he was the new king of Los Angeles. It was indicated by a crown keychain being attached to his car keys. The Clippers seemed primed to dominate when they landed Leonard and Paul George in 2019, and they have had a lot of success against the Lakers since then. Following this latest win, they have gone 15-5 against their rivals in the last 20 meetings. The problem for the Clippers, though, is that while they've dominated against the Lakers, they haven't won the ultimate prize in that time. The closest they ever got to winning a championship was when they made the Western Conference Finals in 2021, where they lost in 6 games to the Phoenix Suns. The Lakers, meanwhile, have had some rough seasons during this stretch but did manage to win the title in 2020. That run alone has made them the winners of this battle, and the Clippers continue to play second fiddle to them. It was in an attempt to step out of the Lakers' shadow that the Clippers moved to the Intuit Dome, and they have made their new home a fortress. They have won 15 of their last 17 games at home and are certainly enjoying not having to share an arena with their rivals. Not only did this game mark the Clippers' first win over the Lakers at the Intuit Dome, but it was also the one where Leonard accomplished a notable feat. The 6-time All-Star entered the contest needing 14 points to get to 14,000 for his career and finished with 19 points, 9-13 FG, 1 rebound, 4 assists, and a steal. Leonard was asked about the accomplishment post-game and responded in typical fashion. "I'm happy that I was able to play long enough to get to that point, but for me, I'm not looking at that as a milestone," Leonard said. "I'm more of a team guy and want to get the win. Get down, be the last team standing, and that's what I play for. But thank God for being able to get that opportunity. Most people don't. I take every opportunity and blessing and don't take it for granted." Leonard, who missed the first 34 games of the season because of right knee inflammation, also stated he is happy with the progress he has made since returning. He added, though, that there is still work to be done and it is going to take some time before we see the best of him. Tyronn Lue praises Clippers fans for atmosphere at the Intuit Dome, booing the Lakers. The Los Angeles Clippers continue to roll at their new home, as they blew out the Los Angeles Lakers 116-102 at the Intuit Dome on Sunday. It was the first ever meeting between the rivals at the arena, and post-game, Clippers head coach Tyronn Lue praised their fans for creating a great atmosphere for their players. "It was great," Lue said. "It felt like home just from the introductions when they were booing the Lakers, and the fans were into it when our guys were introduced. And to start the game, our fans were into it. Not until they made their run, the Laker fans, it wasn't that many in there, they got kind of loud, but other than that, I thought our fans were tremendous," Lue added. "The support was there, and like you said, it just feels good to have a place to call home. It sure would feel good." The Clippers shared Crypto.com Arena, previously known as Staples Center, with the Lakers from 1999 to 2000 to 2023 to 24. "You felt they needed their own arena if they were ever to step out of their rival's shadow, and they now finally have it thanks to owner Steve Ballmer. Ballmer was the driving force behind the construction of the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. It was a priority for him, and the arena finally opened on August 15, 2024. It cost $2 billion to build and has proven to be a good investment so far. The Clippers started 0-4 at the Intuit Dome but have now turned it into a fortress. They have won 15 of their last 17 games there and are currently on a 6-game win streak. The support from the fans has played a part in that, and we witnessed some of them at the wall trolling Anthony Davis in this game against the Lakers. That was hilarious and all in good fun. It's great to see the Clippers get this kind of support, but the Lakers fans in attendance did find their voice as their team roared back in the contest. The Clippers led by as many as 26 points in the third quarter, but the Lakers had cut it down to 11 in the fourth quarter. It looked like an incredible comeback could be on the cards, but the hosts managed to hold on and improve to 15-6 at home and 24-17 on the season. We have seen opposing players speak highly of the Intuit Dome and the Wall, and Austin Reaves did so as well. Post-game, Reaves, who had 14 points, 4-6 FG, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block against the Clippers, was asked for his thoughts on the atmosphere created by the fans, and he was impressed. "I thought it was awesome," Reaves said. "I thought the fans were great. Obviously, I don't get to walk around and see everything else other than the court. But I think it's a very nice arena." When asked about the Wall, Reaves felt it brought a college feel to the game. "It's cool, it's a good idea," Reaves stated. "It kind of gives you more of a college atmosphere." The Clippers were initially mocked on social media for this concept, but it has turned out to be a good one. It won't be surprising if other teams implement it too in the future. 5-time NBA champion now one victory from Super Bowl appearance. NBA great Magic Johnson had plenty success as player with the Los Angeles Lakers, winning 5 titles. Now, his winning is spilling into the NFL. Johnson, who is part of the Washington Commanders ownership, is enjoying the ride through the postseason. A wild card team, the Commanders are win from making the Super Bowl. They advanced to the NFC title game after defeating the top-seeded Detroit Lions Saturday. After the game, Johnson greeted several players after the upset. Among them was rookie sensation quarterback Jayden Daniels. A video of the exchanges was posted on social media. Daniels is now in a similar position as Johnson. In 1980, Johnson helped lead the Lakers to the championship in his rookie season. He led the Lakers to a 4-2 series victory against the Philadelphia 76ers. In Game 6, Johnson infamously replaced the injured Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at center. He finished with 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists. Daniels is the lock to follow Johnson as the NFL's Rookie of the Year. On Saturday, he threw for 299 yards and 2 touchdowns and ran for 52 yards. A year after going 4-13, the Commanders are on the cusp of their first Super Bowl since 1992. After the win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Johnson spoke of Daniels' play. "They didn't worry about what all the analysts said, all the people," Johnson said. "And the right quarterback. Enough said right there." LeBron James sends serious message to Rob Pelinka and the Lakers front office. LeBron James hints at the Lakers needing to make moves as he says there is no margin for errors for them. LeBron James made some interesting comments after the Los Angeles Lakers dropped to 22-18 in this 2024-25 season, thanks to a 116-102 loss to the Los Angeles Clippers. In his post-game press conference, James spoke on why the Lakers came up short and hinted that the front office had to make moves. Reporter: "LeBron, you cut their lead in half in the fourth quarter but could not get closer than 11. What were some of the reasons why you guys did not win tonight?" LeBron James: "They capitalized off our turnovers and mistakes defensively. It's a great team. Very well coached, Hall of Famers, great complementary players. Norman Powell, having a great season, Big Zoo, Ivica Zubac, big time. So, When you're playing against a great team, you got to limit your mistakes, offensively and defensively, 'cause they make you pay, and I think they did that tonight. Reporter, you've been telling us that the margin for error is small in this team for a few years now. Are there ways they can get bigger? Internally? James, bigger or better? Reporter, I guess, can you give yourself more margin? Are there things you can do some nights to make it easier? James, no, that's not how our team is constructed. We don't have room for error, for much error. Reporter, how can you guys navigate the sort of mental demands of having to play close to perfect basketball? James, we don't have a choice. I mean, that's the way our team is constructed. We have to play close to perfect basketball. We know the game is never perfect, it's never going to be a 48-minute perfect basketball game. But we can't combat it on multiple possessions in a row, or if we're turning the ball over, we have to do a better job with that. If we're making aggressive turnover plays where we're trying to make the right play to our teammates, but it's some of the careless ones. Defensively, we can't have breakdowns. If our coaching staff has a game plan for us, we can't break down on the game plan. That's about as close as someone can come to throwing the front office under the bus without directly criticizing them. It's fair to assume that James, who had 25 points, 9 to 20 FG, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 steals, and a block against the Clippers, isn't happy with the job that GM Rob Pelinka and the front office have done. The 39-year-old wants the roster to be strengthened as soon as possible. James wasn't actually the only one from the Lakers to talk about the margin of error on the night. In his post-game press conference, head coach J.J. Redick stated that the team doesn't have a huge margin. We just don't have a huge margin for error, and nor can we create that margin organically, Redick said. It has to be emphasized daily to touch the paint, to play paint to great mentality, to make the extra pass. We don't have a guy on our team that's going to necessarily always draw two to the ball, Redick added. We don't have a guy on our team that's going to be able to get past his guy one-on-one and get to the paint and spray it out. It's just not our team. So, we have to do it through connectivity, through execution, and when we do that, we're really good. This certainly isn't an ideal situation, and the Lakers do not have a lot of time left to fix things. The NBA trade deadline is on February 6th, so there are just over 2 weeks remaining now. It will be interesting to see if Pelinka and the front office are able to get another player in before that. Preview, Los Angeles Clippers vs. Chicago Bulls, prediction, team news, form guide. In the second of their 5-game home swing, the Los Angeles Clippers will look to make it 5 consecutive victories over the Chicago Bulls when the two teams square off at the Intuit Dome Arena on Monday night. The two teams head into the game in contrasting form, with the visiting side losing each of their most recent 5 matches while the Clippers set out in search of a 5th win on the bounce for the second time this season. The Los Angeles Clippers continued to strengthen their position in the top half of the Western Conference standings as they brushed aside next-door neighbors and rivals Los Angeles Lakers 116-102 at the Intuit Dome on Sunday night. In a dominant team display, the Clippers trailed only once in the game, which came from the opening basket, while shooting 52% from the field, with Norman Powell dropping a team-high 22 points to finish among 3 starters with 20-plus points. Having missed the game against the Portland Trail Blazers on Friday, floor general Kawhi Leonard returned to action against the Lakers, matching his season-high playing time with 24 minutes, while tallying 19 points on 9 of 13 shooting. Tyronn Lue's men have now won 4 back-to-back games, brushing aside the Miami Heat, Brooklyn Nets, Trail Blazers and the Lakers, having lost 4 of the 5 matches in the new year preceding this run. This solid run has seen the Clippers improve to a 24-17 record from their 41 matches and move into 5th place in the Western Conference standings, just 2 wins behind 4th-place Denver Nuggets, having played 1 fewer game. Over in the East, the Chicago Bulls were condemned to a fifth straight defeat on Sunday night as they fell 113-102 against the Trail Blazers when the two teams squared off at the Moda Center. The Chicago Bulls led by as many as 15 points in the first quarter and 12 in the second, but the Trail Blazers upped the ante after the halftime break, with Shaedon Sharpe dropping 23 points to lead the comeback and end Portland's 5-game losing streak. Having kicked off the new year with 3 wins from their opening 4 games, the Bulls have now lost each of their subsequent 5 outings, including consecutive home defeats against the New Orleans Pelicans, Atlanta Hawks, and Charlotte Hornets. This drop-off in form has seen Billy Donovan's men plunge into 10th place in the Eastern Conference standings with an 18-25 record from their 43 games, 3 wins above 11th-placed Philadelphia 76ers just outside the play-in qualifying places. While the Bulls are the 5th best scoring side in the league, their struggles has been in no small part owing to their defensive vulnerability as they have allowed the second most points per game, 120.5, only behind the Washington Wizards, 122.8. Off the back of an injury-free clash against the Lakers, the Los Angeles Clippers head into Tuesday's clash with a clean bill of health, giving Lou a full-strength squad, barring any late fitness issues. Leonard dropped 19 points on Monday night to surpass the 14,000 career points milestone, and the veteran forward should have his minutes managed once again as he gets in shape after returning from a lengthy injury spell. As for the Chicago Bulls, Chris Duarte missed Sunday's game against the Trail Blazers due to personal reasons, and the 27-year-old is considered day-to-day for the trip to the Intuit Dome. On the injury front, Donovan will be unable to call upon the services of Adama Sanogo, who has been ruled out through a knee injury, while Torrey Craig will be re-evaluated next week as he continues to recover from a lower leg problem. Lonzo Ball was also a notable absentee in Sunday's clash with the Portland Trail Blazers due to injury management over a right thigh contusion, and the 27-year-old is also considered day-to-day. The Los Angeles Clippers have turned a corner since their slow start to the new year and will be backing themselves against the Chicago Bulls, who have lost their last 5 matches. Lou's men have won their last 4 games against the Bulls, and we are backing them to extend this streak on Tuesday. Lakers predicted to land $40 million center in massive trade. The NBA trade deadline is just weeks away, and teams have started to put themselves into position to make a splash. One team that is expected to be very active ahead of the deadline is the Los Angeles Lakers. Los Angeles has competed well this year, but is at least one piece short from truly being dangerous in the Western Conference. But in this new trade scenario, the Lakers get the missing piece and round their roster out into form. The trade would be between the Lakers and Dallas Mavericks, landing center Daniel Gafford in Los Angeles. Using the SpotTrack trade machine, here is what a deal could look like. Lakers receive, Daniel Gafford. Mavericks receive, Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, a 2025 second-round pick, and a 2027 second-round pick. If this deal was on the table, the Lakers would likely run to the phone to make it happen. Gafford could seriously help Los Angeles this season and would give them another big to use in the frontcourt. Dallas may be hesitant to trade with the Lakers, but if Los Angeles added a first-round pick, even a protected one, a deal could be made. The Mavericks value Gafford, but he seems to be one of the more expendable players on the roster, likely because they don't want to part with P.J. Washington. Gafford does all the little things well and could serve the Lakers strongly. The veteran center is scheduled to make $13.3 million this season and $14.3 million next year. His contract would fit in the Lakers' salary cap well and could give them some flexibility down the line. It's a team-friendly deal for a player who could play a large role down the stretch of the season. For the year, Gafford has averaged 11.7 points, 6.0 rebounds, 1.2 assists, and 1.4 blocks per game. Gafford doesn't space the floor, but having him on the court could help open things up for the Lakers with Davis. Davis wouldn't have to stay inside the painted area and instead could work on the perimeter. Gafford could man the middle and he would give Los Angeles one of the best frontcourt duos in the NBA. It remains to be seen if Dallas would even trade Gafford, but for the right price, any player is likely available. This trade could change the trajectory of the Lakers season and vault them more toward true contention in the West. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Daniel Gafford? Leave your opinion in the comments.